While E3 has created some amazing moments, at the same time it's also created some moments that weren't that good. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the top 10 worst E3 moments of all time. Let's get right into this. Number 10, Giant Enemy Crab, Sony 2006. Sony's E3 in 2006 wasn't pretty, and this is the first of its appearances on this list. Genji Days of the Blade was one of the more promoted PS3 launch titles, and we saw a demo of the game at E3 06. During that demo, the producer mentioned that the game was based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. Then a little bit later, he introduces a giant enemy crab as one of the bosses in the game. Not only was it hilarious for all the wrong reasons, but it also made a joke out of one of the few PS3 exclusives at launch. The moment has lived on, and giant enemy crab has become a pretty popular meme in the gaming world.
So here's this giant enemy crab. What I'll do is use Benkei here to flip over this crab on its back.
Number 9, Ridge Racer, Sony 2006. So the PSP can play PS1 games, that's pretty cool. What wasn't cool was when Sony's Kaz Hirai booted up the game, building up the suspense to him saying, "It's Ridge Racer, Ridge Racer," to absolute crickets from the audience. Me imitating it won't do it justice, so hear it for yourself.
Game is powered by Namco. It's Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. Remember that one? All right, so let me go right ahead. Get right into the game.
Number 8, Battletag, Ubisoft 2010. There's bad and then there's absolutely cringeworthy. That's what the Battletag segment during Ubisoft's E3 conference in 2010 was. A group of adults just start shooting each other with these plastic guns in the press conference. It's hard to watch, and what makes it so lame is that the audience that comes to watch E3 isn't an audience that would be interested in stuff like this. It was just bad. The Battletag was bad, the scripted dialogue was bad, all of it was just bad.
Look out! Heads up!
Just gonna hide.
Are you tired or what?
Jeez. Wow.
Number 7, Kinect Demos, Microsoft 2010. In 2010, Microsoft was adamant that Kinect would be the future of gaming, and with it releasing that year, their E3 conference revolved around the motion control tech. And the demos fell flat on its face. When you have hardcore gamers around the world watching demos of what are essentially shovelware titles, yeah, that's not gonna turn out well. Don't get me wrong, I understand why Microsoft wanted to promote Kinect, but to the lengths they went with all the Wii Sports-like games they showcased to an audience that really didn't care, it went on too long and it ruined Microsoft's entire E3 in 2010.
My head. All right, buddy, we're coming into the final stretch, so all systems go, lock and load, pedal to the metal.
Oh, I got this one.
Number 6, Wii Music Demo, Nintendo 2008. The Wii was a mixed bag. The console had many of the Nintendo licenses we knew and loved, but at the same time, Nintendo was moving to marketing to more of a casual audience. The Wii Music Demo in 2008 really proved the latter. Keep in mind that it's common that the last game you show at the press conference is the biggest one, the game that'll leave the audience's jaw dropped, and in 2008, Nintendo ended their conference with, of all things, Wii Music. Worst of all, we had Nintendo legend Shigeru Miyamoto reduced to flailing his arms around presenting the game. Hey, at the very least, we'll always have the image of the drummer, but yeah, this was bad. Number 5, Mr. Caffeine, Ubisoft 2010. I've mentioned the word cringe a few times in this video, but nothing really compares to Mr. Caffeine from E3 2011. This overly energetic guy with some of the most forced jokes I've ever heard. Going back and watching this was actually hard. Seeing the audience absolutely give no reaction to any of his jokes was cringeworthy. Apparently, guys like him are who AAA publishers go to promote their big upcoming games. From him calling Tom Clancy, and the awkward hand motions, it doesn't get more cringe than Mr. Caffeine.
Fun. Sometimes you have to put down the hand weights and pick up the daggers. Everyone do it with me. I said everyone, come on, please.
Number 4, Konami E3 2010. We're just putting the whole conference as number 4 because the whole thing from Konami was just terrible. 99 Nights, over 1 million troops, Naoki Maeda's cringeworthy presentation of Dance Masters, and then them actually playing Dance Masters is one of the it's so bad it's funny moments of E3. Devin Shatsky introducing Silent Hill and then awkwardly staring at the level designing was also pretty amazing. The whole conference was bad, and moments like this make you think maybe it was good Konami got out of making big budget console and PC games.
Hi. Yes. And the battle with the armies of the more than 1 million troops. 1 million troops. Wow. 1 million troops.
Number 3, Wonderbook, Sony 2012. Wonderbook was expected to be this big thing for Sony, a new way to experience stories with the use of PlayStation Eye. The premise actually wasn't that bad, but the execution of revealing Wonderbook and the demo that followed was an absolute train wreck. You would think it would be a quick 2 to 3 minute demo and done, but no, the demo went on and on and on. No one cared about it, and it wasn't comically bad, it was just bad and boring, and it went way too long.
Ugh, creepy crawlies. Ugh, get rid of them. You'll need to cast Incendio again for this exercise.
Number 2, Jamie Kennedy, Activision 2007. Sometimes you really have to wonder where these publishers find these guys. I don't know if Jamie Kennedy was awesome or lame, probably both. From the mumbling to the sex jokes to the questioning of the name of the development studio of Neversoft. This was one of the most absurd things you'll see at an E3 conference. All that I have to say is that cocaine is one hell of a drug.
Okay. So if you're grabbing the way you grab your trick, it's
yeah. No, but for real, you know,
you
like
grab your trick, and then
I grab the trick, yeah,
and then they can grab their trick.
Mm-hmm. And we hope one day, Jamie, you get to grab a trick.
Finally, number 1, $599 US, Sony 2006. It was a quick announcement that the PlayStation 3 would retail for $599, but the impact of that announcement was gigantic. That price point prevented the PlayStation 3 from gaining any kind of traction for several years. Considering the Xbox 360 came to the market at $200 cheaper, it was no secret which console gamers would flock to. Fortunately, the PS3 was able to recover by the end of the console generation, but the price announcement severely hurt the PS3 during the early part of the generation. At least Sony learned from their mistakes and got things right with the PS4's price.
And the 60GB PlayStation 3 for $599 US, $659 Canadian. PlayStation 3 will be available.
So that wraps up the top 10 worst E3 moments of all time. What do you think? Which of these moments did you think was the worst? Did we forget a moment? Comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching and goodbye.